Chibujo. Nishtana Ganges. It's 20 years that I was a chief in my community, but also SCO. Nishtana Ake. That means 20 years. Me piganisha kagano kito gonda Anishinaabe mak. Ni boge uno no ande da shindan. Weda shingi go ita di bajim na bangi. Dimo Ujo. Mabilan. Ujo kita. Ujo. Oga aniga nasema kake igi kendan
Ah oui.
nongom ni witi ba jemi we me je kamik a long time ago me je kamik manido umaga yo je toto wa ke mama nan our mother earth ke mama nan no yo je ton me piga di kedet ka je bagit nat ono me we enene Anishinaabe. Anishinaabe in my language means Anishinaabe. Uginisinan abe, and he let the spirit of man come down here. Me maende namange niwiswinanan Anishinaabe. Me apiga pagidnat ugi pinan beji kamawe juiji with me awe maingan the wolf. Ejnisha tugi pagidnan mio making. Agi no tiwi mininim anukiwin. Mizegi gap musemo making. Agi ujeto anama. The Turtle Island. You will walk the Turtle Island. Misegap Muslim. Igawin dama kinegegu kagyo shitoana making kino etagoesnishek. Migay di baje mutoada Anishinaabe. Pizik chinenda muk. Goding mina we dabindiot. A pig bagit na kamingan tibejigot. A pige bagit na Anishinaabe tibejigot. Tani jo kami yok ema ejnijot tago sawak ani shugasa ogotano yegego wabanda mot kishin tanziot. People are scared of things that they do not understand, and that's how the wolf became. People were scared of the wolf because they didn't understand it. Our man was scared. People were scared of our man because they didn't understand our red man either. One day I will tell you in the languages what was given and what was taught to our people and how they gave thanks for it. New York, New York, New 4 days. 4 days. New Gonong, the Jikade Magane Menikawiti Bajaman, but Nin Swingawe Miton Gwekakinage. I'll try and tell you in a fast way. I'll try and drive it fast in the language. As long as you learn something from here. I'm trying to hit you in the heart. Mi mage unje minjimendaman. Minjimendan, that means hold in your mind, hold in your heart, hold in your mind. Minjimendan, hold in your head, in your mind. Mi maiga ganendam. That's where you'll keep it. Mi oman shtigoning gaganendan. Misapi manido ugi pagit nano no ininyon Anishinaabe. Shigo mainganan. The creator left the man here, Anishinaabe, man or spirit from the sky, and also Mayingan. Mayingan is like a dog, a dog. These two went around and around this whole world, while what we know as Turtle Island. Miwe we know Gitajindano. Hinagegu we know. They named everything. They named the mountains, the rivers, Unazibin, Ke, the mountains, Ochung, Kinegego we nano. Kinegego mi wecho onje yunji kito. That's how they prayed. They thanked everything that was there for our people. All of creation was made for our people. And our people use this creation for everything. They use it to eat. They use it for medicine. They also use it for trade and barter, because a lot of these medicines can grow only in one specific area. Pepper, cayenne pepper, that's what they call it. And that's what the man named it, and that's what the wolf and the man agreed to name it that. But that was grown way down south. But we have it up here because our trade systems siguro si bin mini ga abot to ang go ande ga wede hange go ke mage go anda amestoni yang to trade was used by the river system, and men were gone for a long time. But it wasn't just the men; the women went too. Some of the women went too. So we had a lot to trade, and it was different things, different furs, different things from animals that were used in creation, in making our uh, 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 our outfits to use. Our doctors used things, quills. They used a lot of different medicines from down south, down west, down up north, east. We say Wabanung, east, south, Shawanung, west, Iwedinung, north, Wabanung. North is I mean north is Iwedinung. And anyways, this is where we traded from. This is where we took a lot of our things. Mima kinage wo everything. Gimesto na mademin. We traded. Kinage gungi abajito ma a king. We used everything here on this land that was created by our creator. We were loved very much. And it's told in our language. The creator gave us everything so that we can live a good life. Today we have that good life in things that we use today. A little talking line, talking wire. That's how we translate it today. But Anishinaabe manido ugi pagitnan ono ininyon. Miga himacha what? Okay, udin nigan gi shawa kwabanong. Akinage gu wabanano. They saw everything in the east, and akinage gu windano, and they named everything. There's different trees. Shatigo, Niboge uniga windamun nimapine. Later on, I will teach you those words that they named. Chigo de shawa nung minagi shawa south. Mi mamina kinage gugi wabanano. A kinage gugi windano wino ejni shot. Chigo ki mamu biok mi wej nikatek. Mi wege dana bakwe. Mino udigi wedinu. Kinage de ugi windano west. Me a kinage ugi tajindano. Me west. Ninga abio nung mejne kade maga quest. Ninga abio nung. Me ma ogiun dinano a lot of things, a lot of stuff that they named, and they me neo gabach tuno, and they used these things, and they used them to trade, but they all bought them central. Oh, digi wed nung up north. Me dimin hogi pido no nandoke gun awewa awabishkizet makwa was it the polar bear, the feet from the polar bear, everything was used in trade. Kinegego piduno. Kinegego maugi maunduno. Chiwinda mot anin. What are we going to use these for? These are the things that we named, and these are the things how it'll be used. Kinagego, kangego kinagatatin manito. Ushkewe kanga shit memoche. Any uns. Ani nenjishin kaza to any uns. Why do we call the ant any uns? Any hook. It means work hard. It means hard worker. When I went to fast, me a pingi winda magu ye any hook, any uns. Me any uns. I didn't know what it meant. But the mangi when jinda magu ma iwe odish coming. Manidungi tibacha matak. Ani na way any uns kaji. Pajit zunga no kia we. Zunga no kia paja we any uns. Kego daga no abam didn't. Me mangi waba ma ima no kit ima the red ant and the black ant. Kaining iminu eating these they don't get along. But while I was there in their country doing my fast, pijingini baji kago, they would not leave me alone. Baji kago. They were bothered me. Gini baji kago. Me ahi ngano ba makima. Ngi we epistanish my 4 directions. And I had to stay there in my lodge. I couldn't leave that. Mi magayan ni my aking imagagitibison. Kain imagyunje madrasi. I could not leave that lodge unless I used the washroom. Me gyanamya. Gyanamya jabo imagunje machaan. Wandabajituan. Chandigan. I had to pray every time I left my lodge, and I prayed when I came back every time I went to the washroom. That's how uh, that's how we have to take everything into reverence. You'll have to talk in a good way, in a nice way to these things. Now, going back to that ant, Ganoba makima, the Jimmy Gaduk, Mijiwaba miat, Wega Niginian. They would fight each other first when they met. Then they saw me, a big human in their vast land because they're so small. Then they both attacked me. They both came after me to try and chase me off their land. So Mego Mayan, Mego mi Mayan, while I was there, guys, is a guys, Mina Gosema. Gimina Kamasema, Kajiga Mago, Tagabagit Nishin Majayan, Niwa King Umaja Jayan. 4 days I have to stay here. Niwe a king. 4 days Umajayan. Kaini nawe ni mandum bigaganunak, ni mama umabigaganunak. Ni magajingishinan. Me getewinge inigunsak. All of a sudden, these little ants left me alone. Gipuni guk. They left me alone. Ajanish ni minakasema. Ajangagwechimak, we know gagwechimak, and get anyone suck. She go money do. She go away ni mama nan. Mingiga kwejimako. Pagit ni shinu macha ya ni walking. Keni nunde gagano na wen baba. Keni nunde gagano na wen mama. I wanted to be here to talk to my father and also to my mother. Mingi pagit ni go kinge ni go suck macha ya. Then those little ants left me alone. For 4 days, they didn't come around, and they let me stay there because I used everything in a great manner. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Misa, ikagano naka miawe that ant. After I talked to that ant, he let me stay there. But ngipisandak manito. Ngipisandak ni mama anano making. Wewe anigo chiminuchigan. Ayingi kwejama. Pagit ni shikuman New York King Jayan. Let me stay here for 4 days. pagidnishik, let me, allow me, ni walking 4 days, umajayan, to stay here with you. Ngani maja apigish takamigizanama. I will leave you back to your land. Nya ngonji maja. Iganagata mun ni mamagi dakimyo. I will leave your land after 4 days of usage. Those ants, first they went around, they were hauling eggs. Every one of the little ants, they were small, and they were hauling eggs. Akinaniwa ema ugi unji maji don't know ongo. All the things that they needed to move forward, to guarantee their livelihood. Ugi maji don't know. They took with them. They took eggs. They didn't argue. I didn't hear any arguments take place. Kind of schoon. You doing in the do them. Today we say, well, the chief will do it. Well, the councilman should do it. Kani kagi na wente ga na ban simen ani na wente ge do the mangino. We never look at ourselves on what we should do. But these are great reminders how the animals work. Each one of those animals have a work to do, and they don't need to be told that work. It's right inside them. Minga kenegi min au kuganen aningen yot aninge min dog ego will be my disease, what was given in their life to be able to do for the people, because that's what they were here for too, for the people. We know me umaga unje bagit nindo kina went jabatan kito. Kispin awe mu so biando mek kita udapina kibi mut sikanis mi maginesta ni ba chip keen to. Today, even though there's no moose hunting up north, if a moose comes to your yard, you're supposed to take it because it's giving himself up and he knows where to go to have people to eat him or people to cut him up and share it with the community. Me na coming is it away moose. Away win wa bus ki muni o dekanis. Now what's nini minadis. Now what's nini. And the rabbit said, I'm kinder than you are. And of course, they have these arguments. And the moose said, no, I'm kinder than you. And then the rabbit said, me, I will go to where that Anishinaabe is, and I will hop, and I will stop, and I will wait for him to take my life. Ah, the moose. Ah, what? If you start to think about that man and what he's going to do, he'll run away. The moose said, if you think about what that man is going to do to you and that he's going to eat you, you'll hop a little ways and then you'll run away real fast. The moose said, me, when I go as big as I am to give myself up, to go and give him my livelihood so that he's able to share that with his community and he's able to feed himself. No maebe kawe nich kensi. We pianned up me own muso. Where any ma mi kanango in san. Ah, pijibe show and that on. Na mega to dang away mus. Kain hit tabazi si. Mi go ma ani bawet. The minik chagosh agosh queen. Me minik chinis sin. You go me minik away nich ke. That's what this moose did. He went to my brother's place and he stood on the road, and my brother shot him on the road. And he waited for a long time till my brother got ready. But he shot him on one of our main roads and he died right there. Then he dragged him to the house. My sister took care of it. Nimise kinege ugi ka kishkishan. Well, I know give me no shanam. Kajamami geot. But when they shot that moose, my sister dressed it. She cut it all up and she fed the elders. She fed the people that they were told to. And us too. we got to eat from that moose. Namiga ide but the way that moose. Now what you need zongi te. Now what you need, I have a strong heart. Now what you need, and I should me get and the my magis. No matter how poor my Indians out there and give my life. Akinagego the dandelions. Oh no, akinagego anibi shanuma ka big kin. Migo ma kin. Migo ma right in our own backyard. Skebe hikwe. Ka dape na mango na ni na ka tawe. Umaga ki will be harsh. Umaga ki umaga ki will be harsh. Umaga ki umbisijigan. It's called something like that. It's called like that. It's named after a bullfrog, a frog that grows. And this plant is about this big, and it grows in every yard. This is the medicine that we take if we take too much Tylenol, too much too much of the drugs that we use today. They ruin our insides, our kidneys, our liver. What you mean is, especially if you're diabetic, you shouldn't wake up you up in, but you when I don't mean to be saying. If you're diabetic, these are very important to you because you need them to live, but those also go very fast if you take these heavy drugs. That bullfrog root grows right in our yards, right outside our house. They grow right there. In every house, I bet they're there, up north here in this area. But meaning, down south, down up west. We traded all of these things to help those people. And we also told those people, this is what we use this for. But they knew already what this is for because their wise men told them, you'll bring this home. This is how it looks. And they would tell the trader, this is how it would look. You bring that home. It's to help us for hard medicines. Yeah, pig, I know, yeah, I see now. No, at that time, they didn't have hard medicine. At that time, it was there as a coolant. It helped you grow as well inside. They would use these medicines to help them to go through life. And they said, "Good thing, one day you will need these medicines. Someday you will need these medicines." Today we need these medicines. Michigo means man in the one man Anishinaabe. Minogi myself, Nanduke ugi wabandano, Nanduke ugi windano. Different things they named, different things they saw that they gave name to and purpose. Everything is alive. Ushke aware sin. A sin of my Nimishumi sinan is Nikana Aname. Nimishumis means my grandfather. That's what we call those rocks. And yeah, we talk to them because they have spirit. Every rock has a spirit. We bring them into our medicine lodge, our sweat lodge. Me Mama Saning, the crying lodge. We go in there to pray. We go in there to cry, to let it out and leave it there. And we go in there naked, or today, because of the modern stuff, and we have mixed sweats today. Today we use that in a great manner. We heat them up. We heat them up to 400. Just kidding. We heat those up. We put those in the sweat and we ruin emissions. We say, hello, grandfather. Come in. Nena bojo, Mr. Nena bojo. Again, when we go back to the first day when they were let go, manido nan ono go ding gag chin enemy go ding a pi chiki chin enemy go when kiwins win garbage to when we greet each other, we will use the language and we will say nena bojo. We will say bojo. That means we will say nena bojo, your name, to thank you for all the work that you've done. Kinagego we nan. Tigonongum aya kuninunda gabe. Nelson from Russo River. Nena bojo. Make it ko. Gekoneminata. Kina went bojo kidikitamin. Na ndukke binunda we kidat mi e bojo. Na ginunda we kawe kidat. One time I heard a different person talk about this, and they said, well, we just borrowed that from the French. Abe Anishinaabe, yet he's Anishinaabe. He should have known that. But a lot of times we just say things because we don't know about them. Me, I'm going to try and tell you all the truth, what these meanings say. The wolf. Wherever they walk, the wolf and the man, Anishinaabe, again, spirit from the sky that was let down. This is where they tell that story in the sweat lodge. When they let the man in Anishinaabe. He blew him 4 times to be able to walk after he was made as a clay. I'm not trying to leave anything, but we have so much to say in our language that we cannot say in English, that we cannot say in any other language. We have a lot to say in the language, in our language, that's not translated in English or in any other language, but our own. And we have a hard time trying to translate it or break it down in English. We understand each other when we talk. There are different dialects, but they're very similar. So I'm using my hands here to talk. I use my hands for the purpose of people to understand what I'm trying to tell them. I don't know sign language. I don't know sign language, but me, how I talk, I use my hands to help them speak. There's different things that the Anishinaabe, the spirit from the sky, saw on this land were so precious to our people in ways of helping them. The sick, this cancer that comes into your body, we were given things to look after that too. That's how we called it, because we didn't have any words called cancer. We barely got cancer because there was nothing to give it to us. But midashia manijoshin gitamuk. Me guys in the kadamang. She go ajo ya no mashike. When in the average taught me a joint dinamo. Ni bonongum dunyanan awaya. Me ayaman a cuisine. Unjdago gin. Unjdago keen. Jandosh kotaway. You have to be the one to have the bravery in your heart to go and look for someone to help you, to help heal that cancer. The Creator gave you your mouth to speak. This worm is eating me, and that's the cancer. Kaya ni hindi mini o mini we. Chabajet wang. Be apje zongat. Kain kain da zinu gana ni ma etek pin. Me tago anin jiu shit wang. Me kaya ni naman ka mini wang awe manito. That's what the Creator gave to us to help people, with their sickness, to help people use this. But when you think of that, you think of it in a big way that it's going to help me. You honor it because it came from God. You praise it because it came from God, but it was put here on our mother. The father, the mother, the plant is the union. This is the plant that's going to help you. We have everything here on this land that the Creator gave to us to when we're sick in any way, in any manner. That is what I wanted to really talk about, because us too, we get a lot of help. This cancer medicine that we get, it's from the state side in South Dakota. And this, this is the only place I can get it. Mi may kaon din naman anong kimagat. Mi to tapinano. Anit Anishinaabe o dano and dano. Some Indians or some people don't want to use it. I said Indian. I shouldn't have said that, but I'll explain that too later. Mi awe Anishinaabe. Mi o daabajiton. Today there are so many white medicines, meaning that's what we go to, because they've been around for a long time. They've been around for so long, we need to use that. It's good to use some of their medicines. It's good to use a bounty of medicine. Ni boge ego jabajit tuing we akwisiang. Ni boge ego gito utapinani. Oshke awe muna inine winga use it to. Even what the white man used, we take that, but we take it with precaution. We take a little bit of that, but we also take what we have, what was given to us. So me him and young, to get that happiness, to be able to live forward, to be able to go through is what we get by using our medicines, by using the white medicine as well. But a lot of that white medicine is very hard on some, so we need to use that bull root and boil it. 5 of them. You boil that and you drink that, and that helps you with your stomach not to have that sickness. Yeah, mashkikyon beayaman. Kinay ni mashkikyon. Biti macho mutago min anin na nabakin. Anin na ejabajituat. I'm not going to tell you all of that. Anin na kinani ni tibaja musi. Kainde na bisi dinanda mako. I don't think I'm the man to tell you about those medicines because I wasn't given that. As much as was given to me to talk about, that's what I'll share with you. What I said was the things that were given to me and only given to me is what I'll talk about. But I can't talk about anything else that I may have heard of. I can't talk to you about any of that. Only what was given to me to talk about. I give them to you because I'm doing it in a kind way. I'm doing it in a way that you will understand, that you will take it with you. Again, they left. They went to another direction. They went up north. And what did they bring up from up there? All the northern stuff that we needed. The ushkansh from the bear, the bladder from the bear, everything from inside the polar bear, even his nail. They used that nail and they shaved it in boiling water. And when they shaved it, it would take away your earache. It would take away pain in your ears. It would use for eye drops. It would use for stomach so that you're able to eat and swallow. All these things were used in a great way. Yeah, Anishinaabe. Now look at my keep Maya, the Indian Anishinaabe and the bear. Mizegi papaya well, no, we spot naming the gift that was given to them. Me, as you could do, you use coming is when you guys are finished walking the turtle island, you got when they call your name, they'll say Nena Bushu, they'll say Bushu, Nena Bushu. Me get to what that was when they name you and they're giving great thanks. And that's because they named everything on this land. And I have no time to tell you all what they have on this land because we only have an hour. Up to busy with the Magidamin, Minichiga Wekidam, 1 hour in Yiminigo, the Bajam. When you can Ginunde, win the moon, Uju, and they go the same. Uju boy, Uju, again coming from that Nina Buju. That's where that term comes from, Uju. All say that we greet one another. They talk to you about the littlest thing out there that produces and how it's helped people. And it's called the ant. The ant. But there's also other animals that belong in that class. But me ngi pagit ni go kimajayan on the Gyu Shimon. No degaga no nakawem baba chigoni mama. The Mother Earth and the Father. When I wanted to learn something, that's who I went to ask. And I went and stayed in the bush 4 days, 4 nights. And in that time, I was visited by another super being, spirit of Christ. He said, one day I will come back and see you and tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth. They told you lots today about me, which is not true. And I'm going to come back and tell you the truth one day. Me awen biya bit agoshin. Ya iningi na ga shut the monster. Minikegi ni mga ya yoshin. As long as the time we were to fast to talk to our Father and our Mother here on earth, 40 days, I'm going to do that too. So for years out of my time, it was longer than that. I went into the bush and gave my 40 days to that Spirit of Jesus Christ. Yeah, when we get in, wake up in the man church. That's what I learned from church too. Mea weje gaganon. Piti baja matak wiba. Ani maga bionja yata. Ani nga onja tashi ni. Giwin da maktago. Ajo ma gionja mensamin. Uno ang unang wasak kano. Look at the stars. Look where we came from. Moses' time, old century. Moses' time was the time of the Taurus, the time of the bull. We went through that. Jesus Christ, Pisces, the time of Pisces, over 2,000 years. And we loved this man called Jesus, but nobody knew him. We didn't know him. But for 2,000 years, every day we tell this man we love him, but we didn't know him. May we quake ni pinda mapi. Biya. Ni bagay ugi bidi baja mutun. Ni bagay ugi ke biwin the moon nimchika great kendame. Today, I told you a lot of things in my language. I said a lot, and I hope you were to take at least 10% of that. 10%. Mitasakin, chodapinamek, kendamek, tibizindamek, majatuin, jiminjimendaman, jiminjimendam, jiminjimendaman, jiminjimendam. To keep it in my mind, but to learn from my heart. Again, and yeah, ni bombigagi, ni bagay umbitashindan, ni bagay bibarinan, Osama, ni chutap naman, chikinamun. I've told you a lot, but I need to share a lot with you because there is so much time. There's so much to tell, but only a little bit of time. Okay, when I get question.
Miigwech Morris.
My name, Nick. Well, we got 10 minutes.
Just right
So,
on time. Holy.
Yeah. I got 10 minutes to debate. It's very difficult to squeeze that in one little time.
Uh-huh.
You can tell you're a pro. It's just right on the dime.
No kidding, eh? That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to remind everyone on the Facebook Live, everyone who's watching from home, that if you have any questions for Morris, please write it in the chat. Now's the time to ask because we can ask for you in the last 10 minutes. Also, I wanted to say we had a lot of miigweches, a lot of boujous for you. Nino Gima. Lots of people saying hello. Lots of people saying miigwech on Facebook. Rista, you too, miigwech.
They're very kind. Yeah.
So I guess I'll open up the questions. So I guess like I'm sure like so many people look up to you. I look up to you now. So I'm wondering who do you look up to? Who were some of your teachers?
Yeah, my late father. My late father talked about a lot of things because he was a chief. So he shared a lot of that with us. But also he didn't share some of it with us because he thought it was dangerous to be an Indian. He thought it was dangerous to grow up in this way and to learn the language. But they always spoke the language in my house, again, thinking that we wouldn't understand, but we picked it all up. And my sisters, my brothers, they all speak the language. So gainin mi maga tagoniwan gainin mi maga chike kenda mana nin Anishinaabe mon sit the man in the man. My father used to say I didn't listen. But I used to hear get you're wrong. I listen, and that's how I can speak the language today. And my grandfather, he was also a Sundance Lodge keeper. But they didn't allow us to go to these Sundances to learn. But I think we should have got to go. When I was 10 years old, me and my sisters, we went to the bush by my place. And we were playing Sundance, and my sisters were just dancing, and me, I was the one talking, and all of a sudden we got caught, and boy, did we get a beating. What they should have done is take us to a Sundance lodge to tell us and let us know what it was all about. But eventually I got to go, and I got to be in it. I danced 28 years in Sundance, and I pulled the buffalo skulls for 7 years. And when I had my stroke, I could not speak. My face fell down, and my wife saw this all happen. We went down south back to the Sundance grounds. And when I came back, I spoke both languages fluently again. And she said, see, this is where your healing comes from. And I said, this is the only walk I have. This is the only walk I have, so I have to continue to go to these Sundances. Digo ni mama pida kinege ni mama ya Anishinaabe mo kinege ungi te baja patago na ushke ma school even the residential school. She talked about in her later years when she was on her deathbed. She shared a lot with us, the tortures that they were put through. My dad never spoke about that, but my mother did, and that's when we learned about the residential schools and how bad they were, how bad they treated our children. My mom was the worst one, and I don't want to talk about it on here, but she was treated so severely, and but she survived it. She survived, and that's one thing I'm very happy. In my dad's family, there's two. There's a boy and a girl, and in my mom's family, there was two boys and one girl. And in my mom and dad's family, then there was me, my younger brother, and my three sisters. So there was quite a few of us. But those were my main teachers, my mom, dad, my grandfather. And again, I didn't get to leave the house much, so they were my main teachers because I saw them a lot.
Noah, I see you have your mic off. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Well, Morris, just me glad for everything that you shared. It's I can't wait to learn more from you. But I guess my question is, have you noticed that a lot more young people, excuse me, are really interested in kind of seeking out this knowledge? Is that something that you, or if you'd like to talk about that, I'd be interested to hear.
Minna basic daw din way magan Red River College siya. Nini do is ni ka Colin Reed, but Anishinaabe mo, and I'd sooner use his Indian name, but I kind of forget it right now. It has to do with chief anyway, something like that. But anyways, he's a young man and he wants to learn, but he's learning from the book, learning from the Ojibways down south, which is okay too, because that's a part of our language. So sometimes he loses me and I try and translate for him. But now he's going to school to learn about it. I see a lot of that little spirit from the sky, the little boy, the little girl, wanting to learn the language, wanting to take the time to sit.
Oh, I think we lost him for a sec. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
There we go.
Anishinaabe sa pajewno de kenda no we kibmadzi nanin gidan Anishinaabe mun. Our younger children want to know how we live. Our younger children want to know the lifestyle of our people. Our younger children want to learn the language. And one of my kids, one of my grandchildren, he can count to 100 in the language. One of the little girls, our granddaughter, same thing, count to 100. I'm not going to translate that part. No, this means that she beat me there. I can't even probably speak to 100, but they can, and I'm very, very proud of them. And they're only 10 years old, 8 years old, and they're learning this in school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. So, do you have any advice for those kids who want to learn the language? For any kids who want to learn the language?
Take this dinner time. Izindamuk, anduttamuk, minjimendamuk. Listen, learn, put it in your heart, put it in your mind, what I have been talking about. I will, and when I teach, that's how I'll teach. I'll say it in English, or I'll say it in my language, then I'll say it in English. Apige kinamuna, ninga Anishinaabe. Me Anishinaabe, he's called Anishinaabe one. Mige Jaganashimo. After I talk in my language, then I'll speak in the English language. Exactly what I said in our, well, maybe not exactly, but Jigai, close to what I said in my language.
Well, kinanasko mitin, Morris. Kinanas Kamitin for joining.